everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, we're going to continue the Ultimate Beginner Guide series, this time talking about the Gacha System. So this video is going to be summons as the main topic of conversation, the different banners, understanding the pity, when to save, when to pull, and yeah, there's lots to talk about there. I did talk about this a little bit in my previous video for the very first one that I did with like the overall kind of what to do in your first week, but we'll go into better detail now and kind of, there might be a little bit of overlap in conversation, but I kind of want this to be the place to come to if you want to understand how the summoning works as of now in this game. But before we get into that, let me do a quick little roll into some teaser for some Season 4 content. Thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video. Dragonheir is my favorite sponsor because it's my favorite game I've played in such a long time. I really enjoy the graphics. They really knocked it out of the park with the new heroes of this season. We are on to Season 4, new season, new heroes, and new Otherworld. There's some really killer bosses this time around, and I hope you guys will enjoy. If you haven't already checked out Dragonheir, be sure to download using my link in the description or the pinned comment. It's available on Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, or Epic Games. Alright, and I'm here on a Season 1 account right now, and we're going to take a look at things through this account, but there's a lot that is, well, there's a lot related to seasons, and there's a lot not related to seasons that we have to discuss. Oh, and in case you missed it, I already have the start of this series, a beginner guide the first week, then game mechanics, and the different game modes and bosses. So if you haven't checked those out, go check them. I do have chapters as well. And just a quick note, guys, I am dealing with my facial paralysis, Bell's palsy still, so that's why I'm a little awkward, and my eye's really sensitive today, so if I'm a little extra winky or squinty, that's why. Alright, but let's get into it. So, first of all, when it comes to the basics of summoning in this game, there are Starlight Stone die and Heliolite die. So, our Heliolite die is our premium currency. It is the best chances to get a legendary hero. So let me go here on the standard banner. So there's this Heliolite Summons banner. This is always here no matter what events are happening. So this banner here, let's take a look at the details first. 3% chance to get a legendary, 17% chance to get an epic, and 80% chance to get a rare. And luckily you cannot get commons on this currency, so that's really nice. But there is a guaranteed legendary hero every 35 summons. So if you don't get one on number 34, your 35th will be 100% guaranteed. Epic heroes, you have the same type of pity at the 7th summon. So after 6 summons and no epic, you actually are guaranteed an epic at 7, which I really like. Not all games do the pity as well with epic, so that's pretty cool. And the summoning guarantees are calculated independently across different events. Now, what they mean by events is different banners. So like this is a different banner, this is a different banner. But there are different rewards tied to the Heliolite Summons that are also part of events, so that can be a little bit confusing. But I do want you guys to know that, like, okay, this Heliolite Summons banner, the very beginning, you're going to see the guaranteed bonus summon when you pull 80, right? The 80 out of 80 banner. After that changes, it rolls into the seasonal hero event like UTR for Season 1. If you pulled, say, 30 summons on the banner before the UTR event, and then you got your 80, and then you still had 5 left of your pity, don't worry, that 5 will actually carry over through these rewards. So like if you pulled 30, and then 5 for UTR to get one of the first rewards and get some of that seasonal currency, then you're also guaranteed a legendary at that point. So even though this part over here changes, it does not affect your pity, but it changes when you go up or down. This is where the pity is different. So if you're going up and down on banner choices, you know the pity counter is not going to stay the same. So what I mean by that is if you pull 30 summons on the Heliolite, and then you pull 5 on the blessed thinking you could just instantly get your blessed hero with only 5 summons. That's not the case. You have to pull, you can hit a maximum of 35 pulls on one individual banner before you can actually get that guarantee. So this goes for all of those events, which is why anytime we talk about these, we'd say never do any summonings on these fancy banners unless you have at least 35 summons, including what you could use Wormaro for, unless you have that many, because you want to at least get a chance to get one legendary out of the pool. So before I talk about these specific events, I will go take a step back. Wormaro is converted into Heliolite dye here, as you can see, right? So if you're low on summons and you want to do that, that's what you do. And it's okay. I say my advice for when to use your Wormaro for summons is anytime you don't have a bunch of legendary heroes that you know you want to scroll. Because these master scrolls you can purchase with Wormaro as well. And that's the other best use for them. But if you don't have legendaries that you even want to scroll in the first place, or the only ones you have are the free heroes Charlach and Erich, yes, I'd say go right ahead and scroll Erich if you're going to make a wild team, like with Tunnelnon or Felicity or Casper, or obviously Flora. But if you don't even have a real wild team worth building, don't even scroll Erich. So there's no reason to use your Wormaro currency for scrolls if you don't have people worth scrolling. You might as well just keep pulling and try to get people worth scrolling. So that is definitely your best use there. And then the Dragon Crystal that you purchase from the shop, you could save some in case there's some special currency used for events that are upcoming, like we have seen possible. But you also, when you're ready to summon, you just convert all your Dragon Crystal into Wormaro. That's kind of how that works, as you can see here. All right, so then we have the Starlight Summons banner. This is our lower tier currency. This is a higher chance to get the low heroes, but there is a chance now to get legendary. There didn't used to be, so I'm really glad they at least added that. So there's a 0.2% chance to get a legendary, 3% chance to get an epic, 20% chance to get a rare, and a 76.8% chance to get a common. And just to be clear here, guys, 0.2% chance to get a legendary. That's an average of 1 every 500 summons. So for anyone that's like, oh, I pulled 300 and I didn't get one, be like, yeah, you're not even at the logical number you would. So if you haven't gotten any legendaries from Starlight, don't feel too bad. It does take a lot. But usually I would say we get like 500-600 per season just by playing, at least in the older seasons. It's probably even better now. Well, I don't know, unless they change rewards a little. But you certainly can get a lot and have good chances. But there's no guarantee. So when it comes to Heliolite, there's a guarantee for a legendary, but there is no guarantee with the Starlight Summons. You don't see that here at all. So you could pull 1,000, 2,000 and just get really unlucky and never get a legendary. That's just an important fact that I need to say. Also, there are only specific heroes you can get from those die as well. So let me just pull that. Actually, I'll pull that up when we talk about the horn as a different type of summoning at the end. There's only certain heroes. It's the same heroes that you can get from Starlight that you can get from the horn. So I will show those. But all right, so rare heroes, you're guaranteed a rare every 5 summons, and epics, you're guaranteed every 35. So it's kind of like the same like legendary pity on the other die. That's kind of how that works. And again, if there was multiple events for pity or for Starlight, then that would be the case. But there is no other type of event related to Starlight die. So with that in mind, there's really no reason to wait. If you're a new account, pull every Starlight you get as you get it. There's no reason to wait, because unless you have every single rare on your account, then you could still get the rest of the rares you're missing, which I have every single rare. That's how many we got from a free-to-play account that I barely played. I had every single rare by the first month. So you do get things pretty quickly. They definitely don't they don't have that many heroes in the game starting out, so it's pretty easy to actually obtain all of them. And yeah, the animation is kind of the same as the other dice. It's not different for Starlight compared to the others, so we'll do a 5-pull just for the hell of it. Okay, there's the epic, but there was no fan. Oh! And that's one of the best epics you want to pull, but luckily I already had him. So when you summon, this is a perfect chance to talk about this. So when you summon, if you get a duplicate hero, you get currency. If it's a rare and you already have all of your rare artifacts, you'll just get this, like you could see here, or commons. But if it's a rare or an epic or a legendary, you'll get these soul stones as well, these imprint stones. These are what are used to purchase artifacts. So you use an epic purple stone to buy the new legendary artifacts that are, they changed the rarity of that recently. So that is what this is used for. But once you purchased all of those from the shop, or you have the enough amount too, you'll just straight up get Essence of Creation. And Essence of Creation is used to upgrade all of those artifacts that you get. So if you hold back on summons and don't summon for any reason, and you just have like a horde of Starlight die, sometimes you might find yourself wanting to pull just to get some extra Essence of Creation so you could actually level up your artifacts, because they get expensive, especially if you get lucky and you start getting legendary artifacts. They're really, really hard to level up, honestly. Really hard to level up. They just get really expensive. All right, let's do our last one just in case we get a leg out. Come on. Nope. Okay, no streamer luck for me, unfortunately. No streamer luck for me. All right, and then Heliolite die. I said I'll do it. Let's do 1-5 pull. Oh, no legendary for me either. I tried. There is a special animation that happens when you get a legendary where you can know it's a legendary before the colors actually shoot up. So let me get to the end here. I'm going to pull one die and explain it while I do the pull. Okay, guys? All right, ready? So as you do this, the dice is going to drop. And that dust that goes around it, the black dust, if it's a legendary, it's gold. If it's a legendary, it's gold. So you'll see gold flaky dust around it at the same time. And then you'll know you're immediately getting a legendary. But you never know. You could be getting a double legendary pull or triple if you're crazy, crazy, crazy lucky. So there's still some excitement of kind of seeing, ooh, did I get a double? So I don't mind that spoiler personally. Okay, spoiler over. All right, let's continue, guys. So I would say my advice of when to summon, again, Starlight's anytime, no reason to wait. Heliolite die. Now, on the very first month of playing that guaranteed hero, bonus hero at 80 pulls, absolutely do that. There's no reason not to, because it's just a free extra hero on top of whatever you pull along the way. Plus, you're gonna get, you're gonna get some other fun stuff. You hope. Your worst case scenario, you only get 2 heroes for 70, or hitting 70, and then you get the 1 bonus, which is what happened to me on this account, guys. So I know how it goes. And yeah, I guess the exception to the rule of holding off on using these dice in the first couple weeks or month, whatever, of that special event would be if you want to, if you want to save during a special event, like we know that there should be potential continuing Dungeons and Dragons collab events happening. There's supposed to be some special seasonal related banners that are going to drop for an event, but the company is at a little bit of a pause on those right now, but that will happen in the future. So if you know there's special events happening and you want to save for those special events that are limited time only, then you might not want to pull. But I think it'd be pretty crazy not to take up the offer with that bonus free legendary in your first couple weeks, because it only takes like 10 to 14 days of playing to get 80 summons to do so. All right, now you're going to start seeing the events roll out. So besides the special hero of the season like Utior, Ardreth, Aladia, Calavera, there's going to always be these blessed summons, and these are a little bit quirky. There's blessed summons. There is, okay, what are they called? Celestial as well. There's a bunch of different options, and they all have these quirks of like, the first set of pulls is to get 1 guaranteed hero, but it's not a guaranteed hero. It just looks like it. So the way that these work is there is a small pool of legendary heroes, and you can see the pool if you go to details behind me here. I've been clicking the details button. You can see which epics are also in the pool. So if you're happy with the pool of heroes, you can just pull on this pool of heroes, and you know you're getting at least one when you hit a pity, right? And you know you could only get these epics. So if you're fishing for a specific epic, you could pull on those banners just because you really want the epic. But the Blessed Summon banners are never going to include the fancy, exclusive, rare to pull heroes. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you're never going to pull a Flora or a Nasjenka on these special extra summon banners. You're only going to be able to pull them here. Same thing goes for the seasonal heroes of the future seasons, like season 2, 3, 4. You can't get those exclusive type rare to pull heroes, or the ones that have special artifacts that go along with them, on the special other random banners that pop up only on the main Heliolite Summons and the one special seasonal banner that shows you can actually get them. Now, there are some really good ones that come along the way. Early on, you'll catch on my channel, I had a video where I pulled for Ogak, who's insanely good support. He's a cleanser. He puts up a great buff for invisibility. He is a healer. He is part of the unkillable comp, you would call it, with Zephy, where you can last a guaranteed 150 turns for the Vortex fights. And yeah, he's kind of worth pulling for. So if you're not going to go for Uteor, which I did not on this account, going for that special blessed banner is a really good choice. So you can watch my video on that one if you want to see what I mean. And that one's a little different than this blessed. So that one again was you pick one hero to be blessed, and as you go up, their chances increase. But this is the kind of thing that's a little bit annoying, I guess, to be blunt. You have to fail in order to succeed. So you don't just get boosted chances. So let's just put it in here so you guys can see what I mean. Let's see, the best heroes on this banner, definitely Gulend, Asilia, and, oh, bruh. Maybe Tamar, but she's fun. Oh boy. I don't know. The rest of them aren't that great. I'll just say Tamar for Arena. Okay. So if this is once you choose your heroes, that's it, right? And every time you fail to get one of these heroes, meaning you hit up to 35 maximum, the chance goes up. So you start out at a 1 times chance to get the heroes, which I'll show you. Then if you don't get one of these heroes, it becomes a 2 times chance. You keep pulling, you still don't get one of them, it becomes a 6 times chance. So that's unfortunately the bummer is it doesn't start out with a boosted chance. The only real boost is the fact that you're pulling from a limited pool. So the odds of getting every single character in the pool are at least better. That's kind of an interesting way of doing it, but it can be really good if the pool of heroes is really good. Like I said, the Ogak banner and that sort of thing, like that is really, really worth it. So you can also see here, like I'm late in the season on this account, so we got some different events. Behind me here, upcoming events. This is where you can click and see all the banner related stuff. This is where you'll also see when they have Uteor ones. You'll see Dungeons and Dragons collab banner here as well. But I would never pull and, you know, waste your Heliolite dice just trying to get an epic. I guess the exception to the rule would be the very first banner when there's Furboth and Garius and Tunnelnon and Shelter. If you're like, if I pull 5 Heliolite and I just get a Garius, good enough, I'm taking it and walking away, that's okay, because someone that, like some of those heroes, again, Garius, Furboth, and maybe even Tunnelnon, if you're trying to do a wild team, they're, or Zarloth, I think also might be on that, amazing. They're kind of as good as legendaries, so you could kind of, you know, justify that a little bit more. But that's kind of how these work. This is another fun banner here. None of these have Adolphus. Adolphus is another really good pull. But Furboth, most people are hunting for. We have Gulend again, is amazing. Tauren is one of the best. In fact, the only good support healer, actually, Gulend and Tauren are the only really good healers in Necrotic faction element, except for Megan, who's surprisingly amazing as well. But I don't love the pool of heroes in this one. It's just too random and not that exciting, so just be really selective. Now we have to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons collabs. So in the past, let me actually just pull up a video so it makes it easy to show. Alright, we're here on my channel. If there's ever something you want to search for specifically, maybe you could always hit the search within a content creator's channel and look up a certain topic. So if I'm talking about summoning or Ogak or whatever, or you're looking up a Grave of Venom video, you could just look that up right within my own channel and not have to try to find me in some big list of other content creators. Alright, down here you can see breaking the Starlight account. I have an example of pulling for Dristoward. So on this here, they have these special banners, which kind of look like the Heliolite Summon banners. You have to get like 240 of a fragment of some sort to create the hero. And you get a 5 pull of all of them sometimes, which is a good thing. The more of these you get, the more of the hero you can get, the more duplicates if you want to get duplicates. Lately with the D&D collabs, they added in, like with Elminster, they added in a special artifact. So you want to get enough to get 2 copies of the hero so you can like get the artifact as well. But yeah, this is kind of how it looks. It's like you get a currency, but it takes a Heliolite die to get a currency. The problem is it's a limited pool of heroes. So I don't even know if I showed that in this one. You're trying to get, yeah, this. You're trying to get 240 out of 240. But if you're only going for 1 copy of a D&D hero, you also get some of those currencies while playing the events. So you don't need to pull everything to get it. And there is a pity. So let me pause and pull up the pity and the event info so you guys know what I mean regarding what's guaranteed. All right, so here's from the Elminster event. He had sage chess pieces. You're guaranteed 30 or a legendary hero every 5 pulls. So that's really, really cool because at least you know you're getting a bunch and you can easily total that and know your guarantee. So with these banners, you can pull the hero himself, a 0.5% chance. So you can get, you can just pull Elminster, pull Drist, pull the next hero to come straight up. And then you got it, and you're good, and you can just pull for inspirations or more currency stuff from the shop or not. But there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee for the legendary, just like with the Starlight die, so I should mention that as well. The other thing to mention regarding these D&D collab events here is there is no return. So there's no return. Like, can you ever get Dristoward again? No. Can you get Elminster Elmar again? No. So that is unfortunately the way it's been, but it's because it's an IP that they have like a contract with, so they can't exactly just rerun them at any time. They have to keep it special. And as you'll see here, I did mention earlier, like sometimes the Dragonheir currency is used for other stuff. So I tend to not use all mine if I purchase some. That's the paid only currency. I tend to not use all mine until I'm ready to, or if I'm going all in crazy on summon pulls, in case I don't want to have to buy more for something like this little special pack here. But yeah, we don't know when the next one's coming there, but of course we will let you know when we do. Alright, then here's an example of the event summons, like the UTR event. This was me pulling for the Aladia one. So let's go into this is how it looks every season so far. Is there's like a set rewards in every 5, 20, 40, 60, and 100 or so, or is it 60, 80? I don't know, it might have changed. There are the orbs or the whatever crystal or whatever the currency is in order to pull for that hero out of the shop. So it's all about, of course, the event shop where you can actually purchase. Let's see if I could find myself going to the shop. No, I don't go to the shop in this video. Of course not. But you can see it in your game now. They always show the event shop throughout the whole season for any of the heroes. And yeah, you need the special orbs. So you get the orbs by playing the content, by placing well in the Continental Challenge boss fights. The weekly rankings for that do matter. And then yeah, you also can get them from doing the dungeon content. Like you see here, the these called it Snowstorm Dungeon. That's another way to get them. But summoning is another way to top off and make sure you get the heroes of the season. Now, Ardreth and Aladia, amazing. UTR, not as much. So season 1, I would not be bothered necessarily anymore. Although you can collect everyone if you can, of course. But I would maybe pull for Ogak on the Blessed Summons banner instead of the one that's only 1 hero. Instead of UTR is probably a better use of your summons. Alright, next topic, and the final topics, I guess, will be the seasonal banners. So when you transition from season 1 to season 2, depending on how you place, you're going to get this special currency, these tickets. And those tickets are going to be what determines the pool of heroes you get. If you get an orange ticket, the higher tier, you're going to have chances to pull the legendary heroes on this banner. If you only get the rare ones, there's less, the blue ones, there is less of the, I guess, seasonal heroes, more of the non-previous season heroes. But this is a special banner where every 10 summons you pull, you're guaranteed a legendary. So instead of 35, it's 10. But it does take a ticket plus a summon to get it. Your tickets are not your summons. They're just the currency to allow you to use the banner. And this is a video here I have that's advice of like being careful to pull on these. The TLDR is after you do one or I guess 2 5 pulls, you get a guaranteed legendary within that, right? Or you just do 1 5 pull. Actually, I guess you could do 2 because no matter what, you're getting a legendary. But then do singles after that because as you can see here, like I still have 3 left, right? And I hit a legendary at one before that. So I'm not guaranteed another legendary. So why would I even waste 3 more Heliolites on this banner if I'm not even guaranteed another legendary? I'd rather go back to the Heliolite banner where the pity's always there, or go on to the Odyssey featured summons, which for the season 2 is the example, and just pull on the seasonal banner instead. So that's how these work. The other thing to note with this banner that's really important, the ticket banner, is it's there all season long. So if you have the desire to pull for the amazing season 2 heroes, for example, or season 3, you want a rook or bust, you don't even have to touch these tickets till later. Unless you, of course, if you get the gold ones and the exclusive heroes are an option with the gold tickets, you might as well try. But if you only get the purple or the blue tickets, don't even pull on this if you know you're going to go ham on the top banner. So let me pull up that top banner. So these special ones are only heroes of the season. The new heroes can be pulled, period. So that just makes it a higher chance to get the new heroes of the season. No questions asked, right? So that's just really, really cool to have that chance. And like I got the orange tickets from season 2. I did not after season 3 though. It's really hard to rank in the whale servers. But here I was lucky enough to get top 50. Literally, I got 50. So you could see Ascetis, Percunte, Beldao. The first 3 here are the rare to pull heroes of the season that have an exclusive weapon. So this is a chance to get them. So if there's any time, now is the best time than ever to have a small pool of heroes to choose from and have a chance to get them versus other heroes. So with that in mind, I kind of went crazy on this banner and just kept pulling. And I regretted using any of my summons on the tickets from the Forthfaring because I could have just waited to use them later. So, you know, you worry about this banner. It's only available for, I think, 10 days total. So once it runs out, then if you want to pull on the other banner, okay. Or if you want to save and make sure you have enough to get Ardreth, that should be a priority. You have to get Ardreth in season 2. She's so good. And then you could wait and then pull after, or it depends on the timing of special events like D&D. But you can wait to the very end of the season to actually use your tickets if you want to, because they don't go away. And that's just an important thing to know. But the season 2 special seasonal banner, I highly suggest everybody pull for. So along with that note, I would say in your season 1, if there's no event like D&D going on at the very end, and you've done all your summons you want to do, if you did your UT or what, you're done. Or maybe you just picked it like, okay, yes, I like that. I got Ogak as well. I'm done. I'm going to save my summons for a whole month. It's a really good idea to do so then you could come into the new season and go ham on the new banner. You know, you want to like try to get those new heroes at the start of a new season. Don't pull everything up until a season's ending for no reason. Try to have as many as possible to go crazy with this special exclusive banners. So I guess that kind of wraps up all of the banners overall for summoning. If you guys have any other questions related to summoning, leave it in the comments below. Wait, guys, there's more. Oh wait, there's more. The horn. Oh wait, there's more. The horn is an unofficial summoning system in the game There's no guarantee from the horn, and 99% of the time you're going to get something less than a 10. If that's you, don't feel bad. If you get an epic, you're going to honestly just consider yourself lucky, okay? Get an epic, consider yourself lucky. So, as you can see here, a 15 to 19 grants an epic hero, 20 grants a legendary. So the chances of getting a 20 is not very high. It is what it is. You can select things to try to get the heroes you want, but honestly, I've found like they mean nothing most of the time anyway. Okay, actually got a 13. That's hilarious. That's surprisingly good. And then I didn't even get a hero. I just got currency. Sometimes it's better. All right, I want wildfire and ranged. I want a Felicity. Let's do that. Let's just see what happens. Common. Can we even get anything? A hero responds to the call. Okay, they fit one of the bill, ranged. But you don't even have to pick 3. You can only pick 1. It doesn't really matter. Just do it. But this is another very similar to the Starlight die, and you can only get specific heroes. So let me just quickly call those out to wrap up this video. From Starlight die and from the horn, the only legendaries you can get are Felicity from Fire, who is a wild hero, Okadir from Ice, who is a frost hero. Where are we? Ripikas from Necrotic, who is a defensive hero, who's amazing. Definitely underrated. Sagomir is also a defensive hero that's pretty unique as well. And there used to be Jillian from these as well, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if anyone has got a Jillian from the horn. She used to be part of it, but I don't think she is now. Lightning, you can get Sutha. She is our Dauntless Beast. And finally, Poison, you can get Talwar, which is probably the worst legendary in the game. Just not exciting. You could technically use him for sake of the attack penalty and as just a basic tank, and that's it, but there's cheaper and easier options to build with better synergy and more utility. You're just never going to use Talwar over like Furboth. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all you can get from the horn. The final mention of the gacha system. And now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to download via Android, iOS, Mac PC, Steam, or Epic Games if you haven't already. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. And thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video.